The President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin.
Hello, thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I'm very happy to welcome you at the AI Journey Conference. It has already become one of the high-profile, awaited events at the international scale in science and technology. The colleagues have just told me that the conference is attended online and discussions are closely followed by millions of citizens of our country and all around the world. And some half of the audience are young people, young researchers and developers. They are directly involved in the production, development and the use of products and services that are ahead of the time. Here today, this hall, the plenary session, brings together the winners of All-Russia Olympiad on AI. Colleagues have just told me about that, and I cordially congratulate them on this remarkable achievement. Let us welcome and greet these children. I am positive that the conference of such a high level would be extremely useful for your future joint efforts in education and in your career. Certainly. Russia has become an important platform for the discussion of cutting-edge technologies, and here a great role is played by Sber. I would like to thank Sber for that, as well as the AI Alliance. It was established 5 years ago by key Russian companies here at this conference. I would like to congratulate you on a significant milestone, and I would like to thank you for the joint effort, for the perseverance in advancing the progressive ideas, for the aspiration to turn the boldest and visionary dreams in the most simple areas and to turn them into successful projects and services so that Russia could be at the forefront of large-scale changes. Their pace is gaining momentum, and that means that we all, and by this I'm talking about the Russian audience primarily, we need to step up this pace and we need to come up with trailblazing, out-of-the-box solutions. Let me note that over the past year alone, the AI technologies have significantly changed the way various sectors look. For instance, the so-called creative industries, where it seemed that one cannot do without a human with his sense of harmony and beauty. To be honest, I thought that it was impossible, but currently these boundaries are erased. For instance, generative models create high-quality music of various genres. They interpret real-time speech into dozens of languages. They produce videos that cannot be distinguished from real-world footage. They make video games using a text or a picture. I've been told about that just now, as well as 3D models, digital twins for complex systems. Basically, this means a revolution is on its way in engineering, in design, and manufacturing of revolutionary components and devices. Artificial intelligence now understands, analyzes even hard-to-read images and videos despite weather conditions and other hindrances. It opens up brand new opportunities for robotics, for the development of drones on land, in the air and in the water. Generative AI tools are quite accurate in forecasting natural disasters. They can analyze tables, diagrams. They can resolve the most complicated tasks in maths and physics. And they do it in the best way, using several steps. It is crucial that Russian companies introduce fast these innovations in their work. They keep up with the times. Building upon new solutions, Sber presented the GigaChat Max service, and Yandex presented the fourth generation of ChatGPT. T-Bank, MTS, VK Company have made progress in their neural models. Actually, there are restrictions that are introduced against Russia and the Russian economy, and this prompts us to come up with new solutions, and that's what you do. What is the main feature of the leap made by AI algorithms? Colleagues have just told me about that. They learned to reason, to logically outline their thoughts. That means that generative AI has significantly improved its cognitive, intellectual abilities. Let me recall in this regard a well-known saying by mathematician René Descartes. It has become emblematic of the scientific revolution of the modern era. I think, therefore I am. It was back in the 16th, 17th century. And up until now, the thinking, just like memory, speech, and the ability to understand feelings of others were distinctive features of Homo sapiens. At the same time, an increasing number of experts and scientists say that the development of ability to think in the near future will lead to the so-called artificial general intelligence. That means the kind of technologies that would excel people at key activities. And those processes that currently take years will take, and in some areas already take, not days, but hours, minutes, or even seconds. For instance, in all areas of science, from genetics to new materials creation, the scale and complexity of research is growing. At the same time, artificial intelligence is capable of processing huge volumes of data, simulate the boldest experiments, and come up with new solutions for tasks with large search space, as scientists put it, and as a result, to reduce the path from a hypothesis to scientific discovery by dozens or hundreds of times. It is clear that having one's own AI of new generation is one of the key conditions for scientific, technological, and what is important, ideological sovereignty of our country. Why am I talking about ideological sovereignty, among other things? Because algorithms and the way the AI operates are set up until now, and mainly by people. They are guided by certain values, language, images, culture, understanding of history, traditions, national peculiarities, and national interests. In order to shape the future and the fate of Russia, we need to independently develop such technologies, but certainly in interaction with those who are willing to work with us. Let me add in this regard that the work in AI should be built on solid foundation established by prominent Russian philosophers, secular and religious thinkers, historians, linguists, recognized authorities in humanitarian and cultural knowledge, and certainly scientists, mathematicians, cyberneticians, IT experts. I would name some of them that you as experts know and you build on the achievements of the past years. Andrei Kolmogorov, Alexei Lyapunov, Alexander Galushkin. Our outright responsibility is to build on their heritage, to participate on an equal footing in the world race to develop an artificial general intelligence. It is the kind of cutting-edge solutions that are being developed by Russian scientists. And certainly these well-known scientists, well, although they're not so known as the people of culture, let me name some of them. Evgeny Burnaev, Alexander Gasnikov, Ivan Asiledets. Our key AI research centers are working successfully, and we invite scientists all over the world to join these joint efforts. In this regard, I have a proposal to hold an international four-side strategic session in Russia on the future of artificial intelligence, so that we could think together about the way powerful technologies will be developed. This will allow us to timely respond to emerging challenges and risks and to use out-of-the-box solutions and opportunities that are opening up, to outline new areas for scientific breakthrough and partnership. Distinguished colleagues, AI technologies seek to become an important resource for achieving national development goals, to ensure the defense capacity of the country and significant development of economy and social sectors, as well as public governance and innovation growth. In order to successfully address these goals, Russia should become a world leader not only on the development but also on the scale of the application and the introduction of AI in all areas without exception. I believe that it would be right if the example of a bold, cutting-edge approaches is set by the state. We need to start with ourselves. Just now, colleagues told me about how they help youth truly to help prepare for the annual press conference and the direct line scheduled for the 19th of December to register, process and analyze requests, and we get several millions of them every year. We use for the first time the large language model developed by Sber, and the results of the use of this tool, frankly speaking, I listened to that and I watched it. These results instill respect and they excel all expectations. What does this mean in practice? Previously, call center operators and the team of the All Russia People's Front at the preparation stage worked in shifts, day in, day out, to manually select the questions on the most topical issues for people. And currently, well, previously, the whole volume was processed throughout the year. It engaged a great number of experts, but this year it will be totally different. I was told by colleagues that by the beginning of the conference, we will be able to see a complete, objective and comprehensive picture of what questions are topical for the people of various age, generations, professions, for the people of specific settlements, cities and regions, for the whole country. Following that, we will immediately set tasks to specific agencies, governors and ministries. I was just told that the most topical issues are raised and the agencies already started to consider and to respond to them. This is a tangible example of the state governance. Such means of receiving citizens' feedback is, in every sense of the word, unique. I know that Sber has plans to build upon the direct line experience to fine-tune and improve this product. It will be extremely useful to all authorities at all levels in their daily work. Overall, the outcome of such a serious large-scale experiment will have a significant importance for the improved state governance. Primarily, the experience that we'll get should be used to develop integrated digital platforms. They should be universally introduced not only in governance, but also in healthcare, industry, transport, tourist sector, in all areas, and this should be done by 2030. Such platform solutions should become a framework to digitalize the government systems for Russian regions. In the upcoming years, many regional services should be provided using generative AI. I kindly ask the government to help colleagues at all levels in implementing these tasks, at the municipality level and at the regional level. Once these approaches are put into practice, it will allow us to switch to nationwide data-based governance, to automate bureaucratic procedures, to ensure a breakthrough level of oversight and decision-making, basically to ensure fundamental technological transition in the whole governance system. And in this difficult but very important endeavor, naturally we should be guided by leaders, those who are not scared of new things, who introduce the state-of-the-art solutions. It gives me pleasure to avail myself of this opportunity to name regions winners of the National AI Award. To prompt the work at the regional level, we instituted this award. I'm talking about Moscow, the Moscow region, Lipetsk, Tula, and Tyumen regions. I sincerely congratulate colleagues and I wish them future success. And a round of applause to them. Thank you. Dear friends, the experience of our country to put the AI into use is relevant in various countries of the globe. Today, the countries of Asia, Africa, Latin America, our partners within the CIS, Eurasian Economic Union, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, BRICS, and other groupings shape promising sectors of economy, introduce innovations. Their common aspiration to development is something that Russia is sharing and supporting without any doubt. Russian companies are intending to develop products and services building upon an AI both for Russia and the whole world. We will provide advisory, technical assistance to countries of the global south and east when it comes to the AI, and naturally we will also build on the contributions by the countries. We'll implement joint projects building upon equal access to technologies, knowledge, and scientific achievements. This priority is enshrined in the National AI Strategy. We are ready to help develop and apply generative models, not only in Russian, but also in other languages. The algorithms for such systems, as I've already mentioned, should be trustworthy, transparent, open, and unbiased. They should be developed taking into account cultural, national peculiarities of every civilization with its history, identity, and traditions. And we cherish a lot these traditions. I'm positive that a serious impetus to such cooperation will be given by the International Alliance of National Associations and Institutes in the AI development of BRICS countries and other countries of interest. We will launch the work of this alliance today, as far as I understand, at the AI Journey conference. I expect that this endeavor will see new foreign participants, including my counterparts, leaders of countries. Dear colleagues, dear friends, I sincerely wish you new achievements, scientific, technological breakthrough. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Dear friends, I would like to welcome everyone to this 9th conference of ours. It has been our 9th year to host this event, one of the largest events in the area internationally. And I would like now to start by thanking you, Mr. Putin, for your many years of support for the development of technologies in general in the country, and AI specifically. That is a strong driver for all the participants of the AI Alliance that are on the case of developing this area in Russia. I would like to thank for the great collaboration the Presidential Executive Office, the government of Russia, the governors, the Russian Academy of Sciences. We now have a network of basic universities that are the centers for AI excellence in Russia. And all the successes that we demonstrated today to the President are our joint work. Today, Mr. Putin, you, in your talk, you mentioned AI for the first time processing the queries of citizens, queries that they file with the direct Q&A session. And the most topical issues that you highlighted are probably topical for the citizens of any other state as well as the citizens of Russia. That's urban development, roads, parking spaces, urban environment infrastructure. The second topic is governance, public management, and its effectiveness and efficiency, the efficient spending of public funds, speed of execution of court rulings. The third topic is education, outmoded teaching methods, the stress on the part of the children for the great numbers of exams, overworked teachers. The fourth topic is social security, lack of information about the existing benefits and complicated procedures to actually get the benefits. And the fifth topic is healthcare, availability of healthcare and the quality of healthcare. And we asked the Russian and international experts that came to this conference to share their experience, and they are going to tell us how AI has already been helping people in resolving their most pressing issues, the issues of the most concern as per the queries of the citizens. And the very first topic is AI applications for the smart city, the so-called smart city. Let's call on the international experience. United Arab Emirates have successfully created and are actually one of the leaders in the world in creating smart cities. Where it used to be just desert 50 years ago, we now see high-tech cities with highly developed infrastructure, including digital infrastructure. And I would now like to give the floor to Her Excellency Aisha Bin Bishar. She is a world-renowned expert on global digital transformation and smart city initiatives. Dr. Aisha, could you now tell us what United Arab Emirates has been doing on the track?
Mr. President, Mr. Griff, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me today to address you about the transformation journey that artificial intelligence took in smart cities. A journey that me, Aisha Bin Bishar, had the privilege to lead as a founder of Smart Dubai. But first, let me ask you a question. How many of you today use AI in their daily activities? Good. Quite often people, huh? And how many still people doubting the capabilities AI brings to the table? Okay, all of you are believers. And I'll give you small examples. A few weeks ago, I attended a similar conference wherein the organizer surprised me 1 hour before the presentation that they want slides to present it on screen. I panicked because my team are far away in Dubai, but then I remembered AI. So I open AI application, I give it my speech, and I ask it to produce 8 slides summarizing my speech with a simple yet professional and some images. In 3 minutes, I got my slides. This is how AI can augment our capabilities, but only if we know how to use it. Similarly, in smart cities, AI can benefit leadership, public sector, citizens, in developing more beneficial experiences in their lives. So allow me to explore with you some examples of how we can harness, these 3 stakeholders can harness the AI benefits from our experience in the United Arab Emirates. The UAE recognized that leadership is a cornerstone for any technological progress. In 2017, the announcement of the first World Minister of AI was a very bold and visionary move. But the signals to the world that UAE is at the serious and at the forefront of developing AI technologies. This top-down decision mandated all the government entities to work together. But also citizens start asking why the government assigned a new Ministry of AI. We should learn more about AI. And this also accelerated the investment in AI-driven initiatives. And you as a public sector managers, you know that leadership alone cannot drive transformation. The public sector should evolve and be mature. In Dubai, every government entity was mandated to appoint an AI officer. These officers were the change agents who will spread awareness about AI and make sure that there is a use cases in these governments. This policy re-engineered the processes and embedded AI capabilities at the heart of governance. And I'll give you some examples. Dubai Police implemented AI in its predictive policing system, reducing crime rate by 25% in specific areas by analyzing historical data of different crimes in different areas of the city, demonstrating how AI can make cities safer. Dubai Roads and Transport Authority adopted AI to optimize the traffic flow. AI-powered algorithm reduced traffic congestions by 15% during peak hours. For instance, intersections dynamically adjust the traffic lights based on real-time data. This saves commuters an average of almost 20 minutes per trip. And in 2017, I led the formation of the Cognitive AI Lab in partnership with IBM. This initiative developed Dubai AI Roadmap, helping government entities identifying more than 52 use cases where AI could help make difference from civil services to traffic to healthcare. The third, stakeholders. Technology succeeded only when it is embraced by people. Recognizing this, United Arab Emirates Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum directed government entities to explore use cases for generative AI, such as ChatGPT. This is the more friendly way of AI that people can understand. Even nowadays, my mom, whenever she wants anything, she will call me, please ask your ChatGPT for anything. So I'll give you some examples of how people start feeling the benefit of AI. Ministry of Education leveraged AI to personalize learning experiences, analyzing student performance data to provide tailored recommendation, improving outcomes by 15% in just one academic year. Dubai introduced AI-driven autonomous vehicles and smart parking systems. The smart parking application uses AI to guide drivers to available spaces in real time. This reduces search time by 30% and reduces fuel consumption. Dubai Health Authority implemented AI in radiology, achieving a 95% accuracy rate in mammogram analysis, reducing diagnostic time by 30% and saving countless lives. And I personally benefited from this solution when they detected an early benign tumor, a breast tumor. But while AI is an immense potential, it is crucial to ensure it is aligned with societal values and ethical standards. So in 2019, we assigned a team to develop an AI ethics self-assessment toolkit. This voluntary framework helps businesses as well as governments to build fair, explainable, accountable, but also trusted AI systems. By addressing a tension between innovation and potential risks, this toolkit empowers stakeholders to adopt ethical approaches confidently. The AI journey in smart cities, driven by visionary leadership, and empowered public sector and engaged citizens, and has transformed the United Arab Emirates into a global hub for innovation, whether it is reducing traffic congestion, improving healthcare, or enhancing safety. AI has delivered a tangible, life-changing results. During my visit to Moscow, I was deeply impressed by the Digital Twin Initiative and the seamless experience it creates for residents and visitors alike. The city feels safe, welcome, clean, and exceptionally well organized. This is a testament to how leveraging data and AI can elevate the urban experiences. As we continue to advance AI, let us ensure that AI remains a tool to empower humanity, creating smarter, more efficient, and deeply human-centric cities. And if I may, Mr. President, I would like to propose 2 initiatives to further amplify Moscow global leadership in smart city innovation. First, the Lighthouse initiative. It's a global showcase of Moscow technological advancement by appointing ambassadors from various countries like us here. Moscow could attract not only visitors, but investors and top global talents, leveraging the social media tools and participating in international events. We can go and talk about how advanced is Moscow and position Moscow as a hub for AI-driven transformation. The second initiative is the Russian AI Opportunities Report, an annual publication issued by this conference to highlight the vast opportunities Russia offers in AI and digital transformation. This report could become a key resource for investors, researchers, and government, solidifying Russia's position as a leader in AI innovation. Thank you.
Прежде всего хочу вас поблагодарить за то, что вы приехали и участвуете в работе сегодняшнего мероприятия, организованного Сбером. А во-вторых, хотел бы отметить, я это знаю, по личным контактам с президентом Объединенных Арабских Эмиратов. Президент господин Аль-Нахаян уделяет этому огромное внимание.
Importance to this and pays great attention, and he is sparing no effort to introduce AI in different spheres of life, and his efforts are already yielding good results. And we know the international ranking of the UAE last year, and we know that as far as this ranking ladder is concerned, your country is making enormous strides and leaps, achieving new heights, climbing several positions upwards. As far as smart cities go, indeed, in our country, we are implementing all of these opportunities, with Moscow being one of the world's leaders. This was the case last year. This year, we're continuing this journey. We also have introduced national rankings. Moscow ranks first, with St. Petersburg, Moscow region, Yekaterinburg, Kazan, and Perm right behind. We are following all of these rankings, making adjustments and giving assessments to the achievements in this domain. You have pointed out several domains, several directions. But of course, this is not an exhaustive list of where AI can be applied. I refer to utilities, to transport, to healthcare, education. In all of these fields, AI can be applied, and we could go on, and those who are present in this room are professionals in their respective domains. They know what I'm talking about, and they know that we're trying to introduce AI in every field. Here's one important topic: fighting crime. This is something that you have mentioned. You have cited the statistics for the UAE police, in particular for Dubai police, and the achievements. And in Moscow, we're doing the same thing. At first sight, it would seem incredible, but it's indeed wonderful, because we have decreased the robbery rate by 10%, whereas the burglary rate has decreased by 30%. Well, no, I'm not talking about 35%. It's 35 times that the burglary rate has gone down in Moscow, thanks to the opportunities provided by AI. So in all of these fields, AI plays an enormous role. It has a great deal of importance. And there is no doubt that these opportunities are only going to grow, and we're going to try to use each and every opportunity like that. I've jotted down your initiatives, the report on the AE opportunities, our achievement, the initiatives that you've made. We are willing to embrace them. This Lighthouse initiative is something we will try to put into practice in order to showcase Moscow's opportunities in AI, to attract investment. Moscow is developing, and I think this is one of the best world's megalopolises, especially if you assess comprehensively everything that is being done. There's a lot we can demonstrate, and by demonstrating our achievements, we can attract our partners and friends to work in Moscow, to do business here, which certainly is a very good place to invest. In all domains, in high-tech, in industry, in science, and in education, we're going to work together. Thank you for your proposals.
Colleagues, our next topic is efficiency and effectiveness of public governance. People are worried about how quickly the authorities respond to their queries, how quickly court rulings are executed, and AI has been playing a major role already in boosting the efficiency and effectiveness of governance. This year, even the federal budget, the Ministry of Finance, drafted using AI. It helped with the right classification of budget spending. It helps to tie these spending areas to specific outcomes that are aimed for. There are many other examples of regional authorities using AI. The federal government using AI. Interestingly, there's good experience to learn in China. Shanghai government announced a 100 billion yuan special fund, that's over $10 billion, for investment in AI, chips, and other things. So our next speaker is Dr. Sun Haitao, the chairman of Shanghai Artificial Intelligence Institute. He is going to tell us how artificial intelligence is changing and evolving in China. And this is one of the major metropolitan areas in China, Shanghai. Dr. Sun, you have the floor.
尊敬的普京总统先生，非常高兴能够见到您。我是来自中国上海人工智能研究院宋海涛，同时呢也担任联合国工业发展组织全球 AI 卓越中心的负责人。本次受邀呢来到美丽的莫斯科参加 AI Journey 这样的一个盛会。我也借此
in industrial AI at the United Nations Industrial Development Organization.
在人工智能领域
I'm very happy to be invited to beautiful Moscow for this meeting. I will take this opportunity to share with you the practical cases of Shanghai AI Institute in technology, R&D and industrial transformation, AI application in various industries in Shanghai, and update you on the construction of the Global Center of Excellence in Industrial AI. Shanghai AI Institute Intelligence is an R&D and industrial transformation platform jointly built by Shanghai and Shanghai Jiaotong University in 2019 to implement the major decisions of Chinese President Xi Jinping in AI. The institute focuses on real problems and real scenarios and really conducts high-quality research of the key technologies and implementations of R&D. It has developed into an influential research institution in China. The institute has successfully incubated several tech companies with industry influence, with a total financing of over 4 billion yuan, and valuations of those companies exceeds 30 billion yuan. Among them, some benchmark companies. Zhiyuan Robotics, China's first humanoid robot company. 5 commercially applied robots. It got a global outfit, a global unicorn status just in 6 months of operation. Just imagine the pace of development of artificial intelligence in China. Dexterous Intelligence, the first company in China that serially manufactures the five-finger hand with 19 degrees of freedom, a service life of over 150,000 movements. For a city as big as Shanghai, this is very important to implement, say, in healthcare, in hospitals. It can do all kinds of things navigation-wise in parking spaces, in parking lots, in hospitals. Shangguan Interchange, a company working with intelligent unmanned guidance, etc. Today, the fifth industrial revolution, driven by AI, is building increasing momentum, restructuring global resources, reshaping global economy and competitive landscape. China has begun to use large language models at scale in many fields, and the prospects for generative AI are very strong. In Shanghai, AI has been improving government efficiency and transparency, as Mr. Gref has mentioned it. Through intelligent means, complex data processing and archiving have been automated, and response to emergencies has been 30% quicker. Information management has improved twice. The speed of responses to emergencies has improved 30%. In addition, AI also makes scientific decision-making suggestions for civil servants and optimizes resource allocation. AI also improved budget allocation. It produced multiple savings, and all of this is improving the public's trust in government. Today, Shanghai has issued a total of 873 government guidance documents on AI. AI industry is valued close to 400 billion yuan, with an average annual compound growth rate of over 30%. At the same time, Shanghai has established an AI mother fund of 22.5 billion yuan and an ecological fund dedicated to AI of 10 billion yuan. We firmly believe that AI should serve all of mankind. In September this year, the UN held an international seminar on AI capacity building in Shanghai, inviting officials from 38 countries of the world. We exchanged knowledge and explored common progress in AI on global scale. This model of global collaboration demonstrates the importance of inclusive AI applications. In July 2024, the opening ceremony of the Shanghai International AI Conference, the Chinese government and the United Nations Industrial Development Organization jointly unveiled the Global Center of Excellence in Industrial AI and launched its construction in Shanghai. When President Xi Jinping attended the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan, this center was officially presented to the participants, including you, Mr. President, and he officially introduced it to the world, which demonstrated the responsible attitude of China towards AI development and governance. To implement the consensus reached at the meeting of the heads of state of China and Russia, the Shanghai AI Institute will sign a memorandum of cooperation with Russia's Sberbank to promote Russia-China R&D and industrial cooperation on healthcare, finance and intelligent robots. This is evidence of our commitment to building a smarter, more efficient and safe industrial environment. Together we will be able to build a more open future for the smart economy. Let's open a new era of intelligence and create a new future for the industry. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you all. It's my great pleasure to share this with you.
We are in regular contact with the President of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Xi Jinping. I know his attitude towards innovation in general and towards the most important element of progress, in particular with regard to AI. He is a person who casts his sight into the future. And I know that from my personal interaction with him. And it's no coincidence that Mr. Xi Jinping supports the endeavors you have just mentioned. I also know Shanghai very well because it's St. Petersburg's twin city. I visited when I was still working at St. Petersburg, and I'm fully aware what kind of transformation Shanghai is going through, at what pace, how it undergoes profound changes both internally and externally. I refer to the use of modern instruments for governing the city. Your institute is a tool which is used by the government of Shanghai. And of course, there's a lot you have to show the achievements you've managed to secure. And this is also a benchmark for the authorities of Shanghai. And I'm very glad that you want to sign an agreement with Sber. I think it's going to be of interest both to you and to Sber, because China is making enormous strides in technological development as well as in the use of most important instruments of that development. And of course, AI, which you are dealing in professionally, is one of the most important tools in that regard. As far as where AI can be used, we've spoken about that. Your colleague from the UAE has dwelt on the subject. Indeed, it can be used ubiquitously in all spheres, in governance. But what's important in that sense is something you have mentioned in passing, but I think it's important both to the authorities as well as to the citizens, namely the use of AI not only allows raising the speed of decision-making and ensuring feedback, but it also helps optimize the budget spending, the spending of resources, land resources, material resources, water resources, electricity, and so on and so forth. So, along all of these avenues, it helps improve the governance, making it more efficient. But there is another thing I would like to draw your attention to, because it's of import to all countries, namely the fight against corruption as well as abuse of power, because the use of AI makes the decisions that are being made transparent, thereby providing citizens with a chance to control how these decisions are being made. Because these AI-based decisions are well-grounded and comprehensible to people, and that together improves the internal political stability. Because the most important thing in such things is securing people's trust in what the government is doing, and AI is of great help in that regard. So that's why it's so important. And without a doubt, on my part, I'm going to support all of your endeavors and initiatives related to continuing your cooperation with Russian organizations in AI, and in particular with Sber, which is one of the leaders in developing AI in Russia. Thank you.
The next area of interest is education. In Russia, pretty much all the tech companies have been investing in education, creating a platform for professional education, for education of school children and students at universities. Yandex has got a suite of solutions. VK have another one. T-Bank showed their own solutions at their stand. And we are obviously deeply involved together with our partner on the alliance, the Russian Direct Investments Fund. We are trying to actually export these solutions. And in their queries and their questions, people really highlight this area. As I've said, what worries them is overwork on teachers, the stress that students come under. for the sheer volume of studies and the introduction of new subjects and relevance of education. How do you train school children in something that's going to be relevant tomorrow when they go into the workforce? And I would now like to give the floor to our expert from India, Mr. Akash Guglani, an expert on tech policy and tech policy in education. He develops strategy documents on AI and specializes on international technological cooperation. Mr. Guglani, you have the floor now.
Thank you, Mr. President, for inviting me. Thank you, Mr. Greer, for those important questions. And thank you, everyone, for participating in this session. Let me introduce my organization. I come from Digital India Foundation. We work in digital inclusion, ethics of AI, regulation of AI, and we also look at digital public infrastructure in India. As part of our initiative of India's Sovereign Fund, we also advise government on India's $1.5 billion fund to invest in small entrepreneurs in education in critical emerging technologies. And as an educator also, this session is very important to me. I teach in universities courses on data and digital economy, so this comes quite closer to me. Mr. President, if you look at the larger kind of global educational landscape, there are three major problems. First is 68 million students still don't have access to education. We have 69 million kind of teacher shortage. And third problem is connected to both of them. We have 47% quality disparity gap. So what do you do with it? With last 2-3 years of AI development, what we have seen is AI has become much better in context and nuanced understanding, in conversations, which helps all these three problems. First of all, you can provide access online. Second, you can provide teachers. So I'll give you an example of India. We have more than 100,000 schools where there's only one teacher. So obviously AI can help. And the quality is obviously unique and standardized across this. And if you look at the AI development recently, we have what teachers face. So in Russia and other parts of the world, we have actual time of teachers going in administrative work. 70% of the work they actually do is administration. In India, you have election duties. You have to go and actually do on weekends and do a lot of bureaucratic work. With new age technologies and specifically AI, we can have 24/7 AI tutors. You can have personalization. So people in this room, you will have, let's say if your child is weaker in math, like the President said in his remarks, that AI has become so well that it has done mathematics and physics so well. You can customize your education for each and every one of your children. That's the power of AI. But if you look at it, there are two important problems here. AI requires a lot of data, and look at the data sources. Big tech leads there. If you want to have data, online search, web browsers, applications, GPUs, all these things are led by big tech companies. And if you look at educational technology also, 87% of the education technology is dominated by and monopolized by these few companies. So my question, with your permission, President, is to all of you. Do you want future of your children to be determined by small, let's say, these small set of technology companies? Or do you want it to be determined by your own communities, your own families, and your states? And to do that, I bring India's kind of solution, digital public infrastructure. What we call in India is Diksha platform, where we have 180 million students studying, 7 million plus teachers in 30 languages, 60 billion plus minutes of learning actually done. It's totally open source, interoperable, data is ours, but private companies can innovate over that data. So that's the kind of digital public infrastructure model which I'm bringing about, which India has gone. And it is connected with our national identity. So if students want to, let's say, document their sources, you can actually use that kind of public infrastructure. Now, President, that's the kind of 4 or 5 principles I'm looking at from this kind of AI alliance work, that we should globally invest in digital public infrastructure. It might require investment. I think we can find ways around it. Second important element is, how do you train AI and integration skills for teachers? We need 15 million teachers who can actually learn AI skills. So AI should not be competitor to teachers. It should complement. It should actually be collaborative. Third element is, which is very important, global educational data standards. So let's say, if you have a child in Bihar, in let's say a rural town in India, a rural town in Russia, they are learning through an AI model. can we have international standards where their learnings can be accredited, it can be verified and used all across the world? It can help in the employment levels. It can actually be used for getting cross-border kind of standards and credentials. Fourth element, which I think we should discuss, is equality and access. In India, we have more than 22 official languages. And most of our AI work is actually in English. Can we have the new models, which are more in local languages, multilingual support? And last important element is, you should not allow the data of our children be determined and be at the mercy of these companies. I'm not against private innovation, but data security is a must. India's model is like this. We will pick foundations, but private companies can innovate. So at the end, the larger question for all of us is, like which President said, data sovereignty is important. Do you allow your educational futures, which is our national futures, be determined by small companies in Texas and Silicon Valley, or this will be more democratic by having a digital public infrastructure, which is decided, the course curriculum is decided by our states, it is acceptable around the world, and it is easier like a verifiable transport, a verifiable educational passport. So I think India provides a model, but we can all use this platform to derive there and do something about it. Thank you very much.
If you don't mind, I'll say a couple of words. I'd like to comment. I fully agree that we cannot leave all of this, and in particular the use of AI in education, to the mercy of big companies. But Sberbank is an exception. That's the first comment I wanted to make. Secondly, I think there's another thing which is of great import, and I think our attitude coincides. You have said that AI should not supplant teachers. It should complement them. And I fully agree with that. Probably a point in time is going to arrive maybe soon when indeed this line is going to be blurred. But when we think about the tasks for AI, these tasks are formulated by human beings. I think it's only a teacher that is capable of encouraging young people, because it's them we are thinking about, encourage them and interest them in acquiring knowledge or additional skills. Only teachers are capable of doing that, and I agree with you on that subject. There's another thing we have to think about, namely preserving the sovereignty. You have spoken about that. We have to protect personal data, which is even more important in healthcare, but it is also important in education. Another thing which is important to our country as well as to India, because India is a country with many ethnicities and many religions. I just met your defense minister yesterday, and he reminded me that Hindi and also Hindus are very numerous in India. It's a majority, but not all people speak Hindi or profess Hinduism. There are other languages, other religions. The country is enormous. Your population stands at 1.5 billion people, and every year your population grows by 10 million people. So both to India and to Russia, it's important, because we have 190 ethnic groups living in Russia. We've got many languages, and it's important to support the significance of the Russian language in Russia as the official language, as the language in which all ethnic groups in Russia communicate with one another, in our contacts with foreign partners and within our country. But of course, AI helps us to translate from one language to another, and I fully agree with you, especially when we think about developing partnerships and professional ties with other countries. So this is an avenue worth pursuing. On another note, you've come up with a proposal introducing AI into education, making it public, open source. I think that's the term you used. I think this is a very good initiative as well. And finally, I think to India, which is a big country with a huge population, and also to Russia, it's important to make sure that any person who wants to acquire new knowledge, who wants to get an education, wherever they are, they need to have equal access to these opportunities. Using cutting-edge education methods, AI methods in particular, and this is a goal which can be achieved. And it's important to ensure such access to middle-income families. And it's important to provide them with cutting-edge tools for education without resorting to paid tutors, because many families do not have money to afford to spend on private tutors. So we'll work on all of these matters with you. Thank you for the ideas you have shared with us. Thank you. Incidentally, we have regular contacts with Prime Minister Modi and we speak on these matters. Of course, his initiative, Make in India, is great, but he is also a person who looks into the future. And this is a fact. We always talk about these opportunities with him, and I think you can feel that. And Prime Minister is always trying to nudge India towards this development, towards pursuing high technology, and the results are evident. India demonstrates highest growth rates among developing nations, and this is something to congratulate you on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burden. We do also think that AI is the area where education is the area where AI will not be able to replace humans. Upbringing humans can be only done with humans, and teachers are key to that, and it's a very prestigious job, and removing the red tape from their work and to free up the time for the students is one of the most important benefits that AI can deliver, and thank you very much for your support. We will try with our team, together with our colleagues from India, to work better to bring the practices to Russian market.
Colleagues have just talked about different avenues they're pursuing within SPER, and they have told me that when using AI in education, they manage to minimize the time teachers have to spend on functions which have no direct relation to what they're doing by 20% or so.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. 20% of time saved. 7,000 teachers are already using the assistants, and it frees up 20% of the time. And this time can be leveraged and used to work with the pupils, and have a human connection here. And that's of critical importance. We have a lot of regions in Russia. Mr. Burden mentioned all the regions who won the AI contest. And obviously, Moscow is the dominating force here because it has been investing in AI for a lot of years. And thanks to their data, we can train the model properly. And Lipetsk region was one of the winners of the contest, and we have a vice governor of Lipetsk region, Olga Beloglazova, who is working on the social security issues, the social security for the population. Olga, could you please share your experience? How do you use AI to improve the social benefit support and social security support for the people? Because social security was one of the top-rated questions during the Q&A session with the President. Mr. Putin, friends, hi everyone. I'm going to talk about 3 showcases and 3 success stories that were implemented with the support of the governor of Lipetsk region. How many measures of social benefits and social support do you think we have in Lipetsk region? More than 100. Obviously, it's very hard for people to navigate through all of these social support measures, and those who actually provide this support, the officials, they also use recommendations because they don't know everything. You have to apply for the social benefit, and that's a long, long journey. On the other side, we have an employee, like there is a child support measure that is a new one, and he says, well, we have more than 50,000 applications for this child care support, and we have to make sure that we deliver on time. And the first step to work that out is the smart management system technology. It's pretty simple. It can help us to manage our measures and benefits, to remove some of the tasks, and can resolve mundane tasks. The results of its implementation were absolutely shocking. You can see them on the screen. There was a 2 times reduction in terms of the provision of these support measures. The number of errors decreased dramatically, errors by officials, by our employees. The results are very significant, and it's a 10-fold decrease. That means we have a 10-fold decrease of our population that were complaining about the quality and the deadlines. Performance, that's very important also for officials, and the results here are also very effective. Almost 4.5 increase in terms of the labor efficiency for 1 employee. Another very interesting example. We a team of managers. We sometimes see that routine, mundane tasks, such as the analysis of all of our processes. We have to analyze all of our processes. We have 100 benefits support measures. That means 1 million applications, 28 channels where we receive these applications from, and it's 78 scenarios. If we decided to look at all these processes, we would need to spend 2 years to analyze them all. And that means that our team would not deliver on its function, but we would spend all the time to research the processes. And AI helped us to resolve this task. The process mining platform analyzes automatically and streamlines all the processes of our body, authority body. And it took us 3 weeks. And in just 3 weeks, we, as managers, as leaders, can make data-driven decisions. We see perfectly well all the opportunities for improvement of our performance, and that will help us to decrease 2-fold the deadline for delivering on the applications and to make our performance, to make a better performance and to improve the period for delivering the services, and will make our population happier. The experience that we gained helped us to start working with generative AI, and that's our 3rd success story that we are now implementing in our region. We would love our citizens to receive social benefits and social security measures very quickly in case they face a challenging situation. And it would be great for our employees to address this challenge very quickly. And I'm confident that the generative AI technologies are perfect for that. And some of these technologies are already being implemented in our region. Next year, we plan to fully migrate the processes of working with our citizens during the application stage and registration stage to this technology. And I'm confident we'll have a lot of great results. AI, friends, helps our citizens to have their rights met in a great manner, in an effective manner and quick manner, and we as a state will assist and help those who are in need of that help. Thank you.
From the outset, I would like to congratulate you, as well as the leadership of the region, on what you're doing in this field, and I offer my congratulations on your achievements. But for the sake of the audience, I would like to say that the use of information technology in state governance is gaining momentum in Russia, and across the country is showing some good results. As it were, we are certainly one of the world's leaders in terms of providing public services with the use of modern technology. We have more than 130 million users. However strange that may seem, but it's almost the same as the whole population of the Russian Federation. This is a very big percentage. More than 130 million people are using such public services, and as we've just heard from the Vice Governors, it's 100 services, and more than 200 public services are provided electronically across the country, which is a pretty impressive result. But this is not the end of the journey, and we're going to continue moving along this path, forging ahead. And I fully agree that we need to increase the speed of reception for information processing, and also providing feedback to the recipients of the applications. This is very important in order to increase the efficiency of the government as a whole, and we're going to do that. That is what Mr. Gref used to say back 5 years ago. And he said that on multiple occasions to me. He went to the government with this. Sber is a huge help here, and of course, we see that there is a growing interest in using these tools among different Russian regions, and we're going to support that at the federal level, and I wish you every success.
The last topic of our today's discussion is one of the top-rated questions for the president of the country. That's healthcare. You have to say that quite a lot of work is being done in Russia in healthcare. Everything that was shown to you, Mr. Putin, on the exhibition, the remote monitoring healthcare systems, all of these systems are being developed together with the Ministry of Healthcare. The Ministry of Healthcare is prioritizing these developments. We get certificates for the development, for the already made equipment very quickly, much quicker than in other countries. In other countries, they haven't even started that, and that helps to increase the speed of healthcare services delivery. Many say that healthcare is where AI will make a major disruption in the next decade. We will make the same progress as we have made in the last 100 years thanks to AI, and there are grounds to support that topic. And now the developments in healthcare that are AI-driven. Viktor Gombolevsky, he is a candidate of medical sciences, a senior and a leading fellow of the IRI Institute. Mr. Putin, Mr. Gref, hello. I'm a doctor, I'm a researcher who works on AI developments in healthcare. Today I'm going to talk about 3 areas where AI helps: accessibility, quality, and the way it affects the creation of new medications. Now let's start with the following. The cardiovascular diseases is the main reason for the death, one of the top 3 reasons of the deaths among people. We would like to address that challenge. There's research that shows that if you use AI, you can drive down the number of people who have a late diagnosis. So we want to move the early stage of detecting these diseases to an even earlier stages. This year, GigaChat passed the medicine exam, and I mean, I used to pass these exams as well in the medical university, and I was really impressed. But what is next? It is planned that next year GigaChat will pass the exams in 20 specialties, and we are going to use to leverage the partnership with Almazov Center and Sechenov University. These are our major platforms partners. In IRI, we used GigaChat to create a digital assistant for the patient. Basically, it is going to communicate with the patient and to process data and to give a recommendation. What doctor should you visit? This technology is going to be piloted and launched based on Sber technologies. One of my colleagues, by the way, went to a clinic and he was prescribed a treatment, and the treatment did not deliver any results. So he decided to go to the digital assistant. He loaded all the results and he typed in the symptoms, and the AI assistant said that you should go to a radiologist and to an endocrinologist, because he might have hyperthyrosis, and endocrinologists supported that diagnosis, and now the treatment is delivering results. Now let's go to the quality. The number of diagnostic research is increasing. In Moscow, for example, tomography scans is increasing by 14% a year, but we lack doctors to read all the scans. The World Health Organization says that in 5 years, the deficit of the medical talent in the world will amount to 10 million people. Obviously, we have to address that challenge, and AI will be one of the solutions. Today, every region of Russia has medical AI solutions, and this year, together with the Ministry of the Healthcare of the Russian Federation and the government of Moscow, a project was launched which is called MosMed AI. It was a huge experiment, a Moscow experiment in healthcare, and all the AI services were used there. They were checking the safety and the quality, and they were checking the safety based on the identification documents. And all of these technologies are available in medical organizations in Russia. Currently, more than 70 regions of Russia made applications to connect to this platform. Now, how does it really work? A patient comes to a clinic, makes a research. This research is anonymized. It is then processed by MosMed AI, and after that, it is going to the expert that was selected by the region, and the results are going back to the doctor, together with the original research. So the treating doctor sees the recommendations, the scan, and the recommendations are made with AI. I mean, I'm a radiologist, and I can testify to the fact that we are resolving mundane tasks so that we can focus on the difficult challenges. We driven this project in Krasnoyarsky Krai. We took 10,000 scans of CT scans, the chest CT scans. We analyzed them with AI algorithm. We looked at these scans, and we had 100 lung cancer cases that we were able to diagnose on early stages. And the early stages is when you have to treat cancer, because then the survival rate is more than 90%. And this shows how these technologies can influence the quality. Let's now move to how these technologies can decrease the time for medication development, for developing drugs. Today, if you have an infection or bacteria, microorganisms develop resistance to antibiotics. That's a global challenge. Usually, you need a lot of time to develop a medication. There's a so-called dry stage that requires the selection of all the molecules that with separate properties. Then the dry stage takes years, and then there's another stage. But AI helps to decrease that time by a factor of 4. Recently, a new class of antibiotics have been developed, and these technologies helps to improve healthcare for the better. Talking about technologies, by the way, SberMed AI created the first Russian fundamental model. And there's a major difference between this and the other developments in AI. Why? Because this technology can train itself using big data of different type. We're not only talking about scans and text, but it will take the entirety of this data and create and generate the result. That helps to drive down the time to create new technologies and drugs significantly. And today we passed this model to the Department of IT of the Ministry of Health of Russia, and they are now organizing a hackathon to test this technology. But when we talk about reducing the time, we're talking about a step towards artificial general intelligence, AGI. Because when we talk about these technologies, we usually feel some untrust, some lack of trust. And this year, the Ministry of Health published an ethics code for AI. Its main goal is to protect the people from errors, from mistakes, and to build trust among the doctors to use these technologies. So, I talked about how these technologies impact the accessibility, quality, and the treatment, and change our lives for the better. But it really improves the health, and I wish you strong health. That's the most important thing. Thank you.
Наверное, о применении возможностей искусственного интеллекта в российском здравоохранении лучше меня рассказывал министр.
The healthcare minister is the one better positioned to speak about the use of AI in Russia's healthcare. He sits right there on the opposite. When he comes to see me, he touches upon these subjects all the time, or some related topics, speaking about the use of AI in medicine, talking about growing opportunities there. A lot there is based on the speed of analysis, on the processing of big data, when you need to study a bulk of data in relation to one particular patient. And of course, these opportunities are opening up as AI continues to develop, and we have to seize that opportunity. Of course, there are a lot of issues in this particular case that are of an ethical nature, and a lot is based upon the protection of data as well. And this is something that has been mentioned by Dr. Just as a priest bears certain ethical responsibility with regard to the patient. Anything can happen in life, but as a rule in Russian medicine, people stick to these principles and they protect their patient. But as far as big data collection is concerned, we need to have in place certain procedures to protect data when data is collected or processed or transferred. But without a doubt, professionals who've gathered here are aware that AI is going to be of huge help in early diagnostics and hence in treatment. It'll also help prevent grave consequences after an illness a patient might have suffered. You've spoken about new medicines. It's important when molecules are being developed thanks to the AI, and we've been glad to hear that a new generation of antibiotics has been discovered because research is being sped up thanks to the AI. New materials are being studied, and this provides us results. Of course, it would be even better if AI could help us to go without antibiotics at all, thanks to AI. But so far, we do need antibiotics. But once again, AI can help us in addressing that issue. Probably we might come to a point when antibiotics are not going to be needed if you can respond to what's happening to a human being at an early stage, thanks to genetic research. But of course, there is a lot of issues involved related to ethics, to morality. But again, AI can be used in genetics and geoengineering. Fantastic, incredible results can be secured thanks to that. But, you know, there's this issue of a digital double of every citizen. We are trying to expand these opportunities, and then the same step has to be made, and we have to do the same for healthcare on the federal level in Russia. But of course, this is something to think about in future. But we have to lay the groundwork right now in this new building of our future healthcare, and I hope that we are going to pursue this path. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burden. AI is the core technology of the 21st century, as any new technology. It has huge potential and huge risks as well. And 5 years ago, on this conference, we created a Russian alliance, AI alliance, that has more than 800 companies, Russian companies, and they all signed the AI Development Ethics Code. And today, the Russian Alliance, AI Alliance, initiated the next level of cooperation. We're talking about the international AI cooperation that will unite national associations in AI from the entire world. Today, we have 15 national associations present here who agreed to sign the memorandum on the creation of the International AI Alliance. And we have 13 countries present here. So please allow us to start the procedure. And this day will be the day in the history, the first day of the International AI Alliance, with the researchers from 13 countries joining efforts to address the risks of the new technologies. I mean, you have to talk about the risks and the responsible attitudes of developers, especially large companies that develop fundamental models. They have to think about that. They have to make sure that they prevent criminals to use AI. And we're talking about deepfakes today. Is unfortunately, criminals today are using AI to steal money from the wallets of citizens through messengers. And obviously, it is our responsibility to create systems that would make this impossible. And now we have the representatives of all these countries to make this work transparent and clear, and to have AI consistent, making it consistent, to make sure that it is adequate to the needs and requirements of the society that we have today. So please let us start the ceremony, please. So, colleagues, let's start.
Уважаемые участники конференции
The participants of the AI Journey Conference, we welcome the representatives of the National AI Development Alliances and Institute from 13 countries: Republic of Azerbaijan, Republic of Belarus, Federative Republic of Brazil, Republic of India, Republic of Indonesia, People's Republic of China, Republic of Cuba, Kingdom of Morocco, Russian Federation, Republic of Serbia, Republic of Chile, Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Republic of South Africa. Please take your tablets and agree to join the International Artificial Intelligence Alliance. Friends, I would like to congratulate you all with the launch of the International AI Alliance, and first of all, I'd like to welcome the BRICS countries. The majority of them are present here today, and I would like to thank you all for coming here from afar to participate in this conference, and you have worked on the document and now signed it. I would like to thank all of the participants of the Alliance and all of the members of the Alliance who invested a lot to make sure that this event happens and that the Alliance is being created. Mr. Putin, thank you very much for prioritizing this technology in our country, and we'll try to make sure everything is good.
Thank you, Mr. Grev. Thank you for organizing these events. I would like to thank our friends and guests of today's forum. My congratulations on signing the agreement, establishing the alliance. The greater the number of alliances, the better future is waiting for us, and today we've made yet another step towards this brighter future for humanity. Thank you, and my congratulations.
Today, on the 11th of December 2024, in the presence of the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, the International AI Alliance has been launched. Congratulations to all of the members of the Alliance.